Oh dear. Kind of dealing with stuff at the moment. It's day 49. Um, it's a moon day, so we're dealing with the matrix sphere again. Now, the moon rules the sign of Cancer in traditional astrology, and Cancer is a sign of the masses. So it really very much connects with the matrix, and democracy being mob rule, like rule by the masses. The exclusion of any minorities. Now, oh dear, I don't know, I'm working through stuff. I kind of really want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it, but it just seems so relevant to today's stuff. Okay, so my mum is got a son in cancer, and I've got two brothers that are like married with children, and I've got jobs and stuff, and they've always got preferential treatment in the family. Um, and I'm like the oldest, but I've always been treated like differently. With like it's just like these stories like Cinderella, where she's got ugly sisters and she's like the adopted one, and so they treat her differently. Or Harry Potter, who's the adopted one who gets treated badly and stuff. Um, it's exactly that same sort of thing. It's family scapegoating, and I'm not adopted, but they treat me like I was adopted. I'm not one of them, right? And they've always done this, and they make me a joke out of me and stuff, and just it's only little things, but it's so consistent and so permanently there. It's all these little things how they continually treat me differently to them. And this is what one of the it's happened. It got to my dad's funeral last in the beginning of this year in February, and I just had enough of it, and I ended up not going to the funeral because my dad had asked me to speak at the funeral, um, and they all went against me, wouldn't let them. They had a stranger speaking instead, so I just cut myself off from them. And now it's coming up to Christmas, and they want the fool to be there so they can make jokes out of me and stuff, and I'm not going to be there, and so uh, they got no one to dump all their bad energy onto. And I'm going to the ball now. I'm like Cinderella going to the ball, going to wake up my Venus body. That real affection, being a nice person, because these people are not nice people, right? That's the problem. People in the Matrix have got no affections for people, for other. They don't care about other people at all. They're completely selfish. It's all about their ego. Okay, so now they're really missing me not being there. They're really starting to panic in a way that I'm not going to be there for Christmas, and they're going to have to live without me, without someone that they can dump their negative stuff on. This might sound just like a little thing, but it's not. They're having to deal with whole lifetimes of them being evil, nasty people, and there's no one to sort of you know, divert the attention away onto. Now they're going to be like, if they all meet up for Christmas and have dinner together, there's not going to be any nice people there. So just the atmosphere will be like really dark and dank and miserable because I'm not there. Oh dear. And my mum's got some really interesting karma about this. Her dad left when my mum was like 11 years old. Something had happened in the family that my mum's two older siblings had been a male and female had been seduced by some older man, like, and buggered. You know, they had sex with their anuses, and that was like a really bad sort of stigma. It all became public, and I think my granddad, my mum's father, who was a doctor, just totally lost face, and he couldn't stand it anymore, and um, he had a difficult life. He was the doctor, the unofficial doctor for the Cray twins, as well as this happening, and he just left the country, just escaped. He had too much for it, and he went to another country, and we never saw him again. My mother never got over it. She's got really serious abandonment issues, and a friend of the family, once my family, told me a few years ago that she had seen my mum and dad with this book on black magic. Now, I think what my mum is doing, I can feel it. what these people do get into, like simple-minded people that get used black magic. The simplest technique is to use a dark mantra that you repeat over and over again to manipulate the will of another person. You just keep using it for weeks or months on end, and you keep saying the same things, out loud or to yourself. So and so will do this, so and so will do this, so and so will do this. This kind of thing. You say it over and over and over again, or think it. And it's black magic, and I can feel it affecting me. It's hurt. It's been what's causing my knee problem and stuff lately, and so I done that Bear Hearts LBRP yesterday, and I can just feel this extra protection that I've got, and it's so obvious what's going on. And it connects with this lunar sphere on the astral plane, because that connects with the throat chakra, and it's this dark energy of saying this stuff. The speech is connected with the throat chakra. Yeah, so it's difficult for part of me to understand and get to grips with the fact that my family are totally evil. It's like the Job thing as well. They all get together and have their dinners and like their stuff, and they never say thanks for the stuff. It's always loads of meat. They're just real sinners, and by not having anything to do with them, they now have to deal with their own karma, whereas before I was kind of like soaking it all up. Okay, I hope that's interesting for you. And it helps me get stuff off my chest, and it's all relevant for today's stuff as well.